Captions, safe zones. So I see editors put captions too close to the side of the screen where it gets cut off. That's bad. The best way to do it is to make sure that there's space on both sides of the caption so that it doesn't get cut off. Let's look at some examples. In this instance, this caption is too close to the side of the screen. And real quick, just ignore the audio because it's not what is being captioned.
Would mean that it...
So you can see that this caption is too close to both sides of the screen, and here it's not being cut off, but when it's uploaded to social media, they crop in so it would be cut off. And even if they didn't crop in, a caption shouldn't go that close to the side of the screen. It should be a better fit. So let's look at a good example.
Would mean that...
So a good way to solve this is to make 2 rows. Another option would be to decrease the font size. And this safe zone concern also applies to captions that are above contestants' heads. So let's look at that.
Would mean that...
So this one's being cut off, and I will admit I have a bad habit of letting this fly in my videos. I need to get better at framing for the actual raw file of the video so that we have space to put this caption on here. But let's really try not to do this. So yeah, that's being cut off. That's not good. Here is a solution.
Would mean that...
Just having the caption, the font size smaller so that it fits completely. Here's another way to do it.
Would mean that...
Double rows. So now you can fit more there, and it's more similar to the actual size of the rest of the captions. This solution, the first one, having a smaller font size may stick out like a sore thumb, although I do vary my font size throughout the video. But if it has to be super small, then it would stick out and may not look the best. 2 rows definitely sticks out because most captions are a single row, but if you need to do this to fix a caption, then that's what has to happen. Another way to solve this would be just moving the contestant further on screen so that there's more space for the caption to exist. This way you can stick with 1 row, and you can also stick with the same consistent font size. And a very last resort to fix this would be to have the caption not be centered on his head. So if there is truly no more space on this side and you can't get away with a double row and smaller font size, then not centering the caption above the head may be what has to happen. Otherwise, you could also just revert the caption to the middle, but the rest of the video would have to follow this, for the middle at least, for this specific instance where it's in the middle. I think the rest of the video, or there'd have to be some sort of consistency to follow that. So we definitely don't want to have to revert to captions in the middle, and we definitely don't want to have to revert to captions not being centered above the head. Some good callouts for this would be sometimes a person that you're captioning isn't on screen. So in that instance, you can just put it in the middle without worries of consistency, and you can just have it in quotations. So you can, it tells the viewer that this is what's being said, because we're not showing it being said. It just tells them that that's what's being said. You can also do in italics for that, just to emphasize that, this is what's being said, the person's not on screen. And some other issues may come when, if there's a shot where it's hard to track what's the person that's saying it, then in that instance you can do a similar thing here. You could just run it like this. Otherwise you could try to track it above that person's head, but sometimes there are instances where truly the raw file shot isn't that great of the person that's talking, and so it may just be best to put it in the center without worrying about tracking it.